Welcome back to r/LegalAdvice, where we read surprisingly interesting stories that usually don't end in a cliffhanger. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to join our awesome community, and without any further ado, let's dive right in. And the first one is titled "Neighbor claims we are ruining his life with noise, and he's monitoring us 24/7 in our own home." In Maryland, the story "New neighbor moved into the townhouse next to ours a few months ago. We have only ever spoken to him once or twice when he first moved in to introduce ourselves. In early May, I was on my back porch cleaning my bicycle and he came out on his back porch as well. I attempted to say hello to him, but he simply glared at me and walked back inside. I thought this was odd, but I let it go. Then, on Memorial Day, I saw him outside again and tried to say hello and was again met with a blank stare. I asked him if he had a problem and he looked at me like, "You know what you did." I spent the next 2 days wondering what I did to this guy. Eventually, my wife and I decided we should try to make whatever it was right and left him a neighborly note apologizing and asking him to let us know if we had done anything to offend him, to let us know so we can fix it. Then Saturday, he dropped off a packet. Full pages of complaint and then 7 pages of diagrams and figures. He claims that we are deliberately and violently making noises to piss him off. He claims we are slamming things into walls,
howling in rage,
dropping things, and
jumping heavily from step to step down the stairs with both feet.
And apparently we are doing all of this just to make him angry. All of the things he claims we have done are either completely fabricated or grossly misrepresented or exaggerated. A lot of the complaints he has are for dates and times when we were either asleep or not home. The most troubling thing is that he also informed us that he has been subjecting you to 24/7 surveillance monitoring across the walls adjacent our homes. He then proceeds to provide screenshots of the audio surveillance he has been conducting along with some examples he finds particularly egregious. These noises he claims to be hearing are all 55 decibel or below, which is the volume of a typical conversation, not loud at all. He threatens repeatedly in his letter that if we don't discontinue
your aggressions towards us,
he will file a harassment charge and a restraining order. He also threatened to pursue civil damages for the welfare/health and financial stress we have somehow subjected him to. There is a lot more crap in this letter he sent, but that is the gist of it. What we have done? Well, we contacted our landlord. We've been here for 2 years without incident. We know them, they are on our side. They have contacted his landlords as well, as they are good friends. Filed a police report and also called the police to take a statement from us and talk to him. They are also on our side. The police thought he was just nuts and told us to avoid contact with him, which we will definitely do, but I need to know if there's anything else we can or should do to protect ourselves from this guy. I feel like if I close the refrigerator too hard, he's going to snap. He is monitoring us 24/7. Isn't this very illegal? And we don't currently feel safe in our own home. What do? And a user in the comments said, "There's not a lot that will happen unless the behavior worsens. OP can call the police to request wellness checks or make their own reports for harassment to head off the guy. It does sound likely that he has a delusional or psychotic disorder, but he would need to demonstrate actual dangerousness to himself or others before police or a court would actually intervene. My best advice is for OP to make it OP's landlord's problem. If the OP's landlord has a relationship with the neighbor's landlord, they can lean on that to address issues with the neighbor up to and including eviction. It is in OP's landlord's financial interest to maintain a good tenant and perhaps not in OP's neighbor's landlord's interest to maintain a tenant with uncontrolled paranoia and escalating behaviors." And guys, I'm curious, what is your opinion about this case? Is it legal that a neighbor monitors you 24/7 and even admits to it? Let us know in the comments. I hope it is not legal. And now the update to the crazy, creepy neighbor. There is a moving van outside, he is leaving. We are not supposed to post YouTube videos here, so just pretend there are links to Nana Hey Hey Kiss Him Goodbye, Paulika/Steam and Celebration by Cool and the Gang here. Seems silly, but okay. And guys, if you have watched until here, please don't forget to post some star emojis in the comments and also like the video to help out the channel. Thank you so much in advance, all your help is very much appreciated and needed. The next one is titled, My grandmom was arrested for theft from Walmart. So, long story short, my grandmom buys almost $400 worth of groceries for the month, but forgets about the 2 12 packs on the bottom of one of the baskets. She gets out to the car and starts packing things up. When she realizes that she did not pay for the cokes, she goes back in to correct her mistake. She informs the lady at the door that she forgot about the cokes on the bottom of the basket and says she wants to pay for them. The lady says something on her radio and Walmart security then comes out and tells her to wait where she is, and soon the PD comes out and gets her story. They do not arrest her, but she's given a citation and is supposed to appear in court. What the literal hell? What can we do to have this dropped? My grandmom obviously did not try to steal and even tried to pay for the items she accidentally walked out with. Edit, yes, I know she was not actually arrested, but that was only because the officers declined to and cited her instead. And a user in the comments said, I would be shocked if a prosecutor wanted to touch this case with a 10-foot pole. Shoplifting/petty theft requires an intent to permanently deprive the store of the goods. A customer actually returning to the store to pay for forgotten items is the exact opposite of that. Common sense dictates that thieves do not come back to alert the merchant of their crime. Additionally, who's going to want to look like an a-hole in front of a jury trying to paint as a criminal an elderly woman who voluntarily came back into the store to pay for items she forgot to put on the conveyor? Nobody, that's who. And guys, I'm curious, what do you think about this story? Will the grandma really have to appear in court? Do you think Walmart is that stupid? Let us know in the comments. And now an update to the grandma's story. So, not really advice seeking, just updating everyone on the resolution. So, all of this is secondhand knowledge, so if it sounds like I do not know what happened, it is because I really don't know the full details. My grandmom's lawyer apparently filed a motion to dismiss and it was granted. He informed her Friday that the county is dropping the charges against her. So, rather boring update here, but thankfully it went our way. As for the specifics, I do not know everything as my grandmom called me last night to let me know. Figured I would update all of you who were invested in the story somehow on what happened. So, recap, grandmom buys $400 worth of grocery, forgets cokes, takes them back to pay, gets cops called, go to county courthouse, pleas not guilty, gets a court date. Lawyer files motion to dismiss on whatever grounds, I am guessing the absurdity of the charges, and it is granted. Victory. Edit, half the people here are saying things like, lesson learned, don't return to Walmart. Honestly, I was shocked that this happened to her. The one I shop at does not act like this. They are more chill, but I guess the Walmart where my grandma shopped is full of idiots. The moral is, don't assume that everyone will do the right thing, survey the situation and decide if going back to correct your mistake is worth it. If your store is known for debaggery, don't go back. If they are known to be fair, go back and fix your mistake. And guys, I'm curious, have you ever witnessed a similar case in real life? How strict is your Walmart when it comes to shoplifting? In my opinion, it's definitely a bit over the top to go after a grandma like this, especially in the situation she was in. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Next one is titled, Is my boss doing something shady? I currently work for a sole practitioner doing various office things. She kind of takes advantage of my kindness. I mean, I haven't had a raise in over 7 years. My insurance is not paid for, she does not pay for my gas or mileage, and when she asks me to go to court for her to file things or to the bank, like she has me doing at least 3 to 4 times a week. Besides, I've never been allowed to leave to go on a lunch break. Anyways, I'm kind of getting fed up by it because she likes to act that she's so poor, but I don't think that is the case. I've got a bunch of bank statements and Excel spreadsheets opened up and I'm not sure if they are adding up, so to speak. So, my boss, she has not taken a paycheck since 2012, but instead is choosing to pay her personal bills with money from the business account. If she is a sole practitioner, is that okay? Right now, I'm looking at her car payment, her gas card, her cell phone and her insurance. Now, in the year of 2012, I've noticed something suspicious going on that I'm not sure is exactly ethical. In 2012, she was named a trustee by this woman that goes to her church. The woman is still alive but alone, and so my boss is managing her affairs and making sure that her bills are all paid and that there is a nurse there and all of that good stuff. Well, in 2012 my boss collected over $47,000 from this lady in legal fees. Yet I've never once seen a statement. Or a fee agreement for that matter. Also, I have no idea where this $47,000 actually went. I post the checks we receive from our other clients into a spreadsheet, but not once have I seen a check from this woman land that pile, which makes me super suspicious that this money is getting directly dumped into my boss's bank account. I mean, I don't know what to do. Is there even something that I even can do? It just doesn't seem right, you know? I cannot find anything in the professional code of conduct about a situation like this, and I have no idea where to look. Help? Thank you. Also, I should note that I am in Michigan, thank you. And a user in the comments said, if you wanted to, you could make a complaint to the Michigan State Bar. They would do an investigation and determine if any wrongdoing has occurred. Of course, if she gets disbarred, you lose your job. This is a tough situation to be in. Honestly, anytime you are reporting an employer to a regulating body, it is a sensible idea to start getting your resume out there. I mean, honestly guys, this boss does not seem like the nicest person around, but still, would you make a complaint or rather report your own boss? Especially considering that you might lose your job. Let us know in the comments. And the next one is titled, Michigan, my boss is doing something shady. Update. Oh, it's me, I'm back. After I posted here about concerns I was having about my boss, things took a turn. I stumbled across a document stuffed in a file I was cleaning up that set me off. My boss used my notary stamp, forged my signature and faked a proof of service. I don't think it was ever filed, but who knows how long this has been going on or what other documents she has faked. I usually keep my notary stamp in my desk drawer, but have since removed it and myself from work as of today. I feel like someone just punched me in the gut. I probably did not handle the situation well, but I walked out of work. What can I do? Can I do anything? And then a user in the comments said, the only body that manages notaries is the Secretary of State. You are entirely responsible if someone states that they did not sign that document and you have notarized. A superior court / Commonwealth judge will not question that your signature is forged, only the individuals, unless you file a complaint. The process is the same in your situation, but check out this. Good luck. And guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this story was basically about some type of money laundering or tax fraud scheme, am I right? And the next one is the last update to the boss story. I am not sure if this is allowed or not, but I wanted to give you all fine people of r/LegalAdvice an update. I just saw that someone posted here about 15 days ago that their boss had used their notary stamp and forged their signature. It reminded me of what happened to me and I thought I would share an update, 2 years late. My original post can be found here. So after the whole notary debacle, I kind of let things stew, but that event was always in the back of my mind. Shortly after I posted that I ended up quitting, not just for the notary forging, but there were a whole bunch of incidents leading up to it. I don't want to rehash everything because I'm trying to put it behind me, but I will say this. I did end up filing for unemployment, and through that process I found out for the entire 8 years I was working there, she had not once paid her unemployment tax. Fortunately, I keep really good records. I had all of my W-2s for the last 8 years and my bank was able to provide me with copies of all of the checks I had ever been written to show that taxes were being taken out of my checks and that I was not some under-the-table employee. Unemployment advised that I keep up with calling their system even though I wouldn't be receiving checks because they needed to investigate, which they did. From what I gather, she just ignored them and by doing so defaulted on her chance to dispute my claim. It almost took 4 months before I received a single payment. And when I did, it was all of the disbursements in one lump sum. It took almost a year before I was ready to enter the workforce again because A, I was burnt out and B, I was finishing my bachelor's. I'm now working on a master's in IT and work for an amazing firm which is closer to my house and who pays me way more money. And the last one is titled, I caused an accident a year and a half ago. Injured party refusing settlement from my insurance company. She is demanding that the money comes from me so that I can
know the pain she feels.
This is in Richmond, VA. I am dealing with a smallish insurance company and they have been wonderful to work with and they have been communicating with me. They told me that I do not need to take any further action at this point in time, but I wanted to get some understanding as to whether or not this lady has any legal ground to stand on. A combination of nasty weather, my unfamiliarity with the area, and by the way, this word is not in the dictionary, at least the one I was looking at, I was driving, and speed on my part caused me to be at fault for a car accident. I ended up rear-ending a woman. My car is a 2008 Honda Civic, her car is a 2014 Ford Expedition. At 35 miles per hour on a 25 miles per hour road, she was moving about 10 to 15 miles per hour at the time of the rear-ending. My car was totaled, her car needed barely $2,500 worth of repairs. This woman has racked up what amounts to something on the order of $25,000 worth of medical bills. This spans chiropractic appointments to home and doctor office-based physical therapy, etc. Her medical insurance has covered all of this at this point. Last week, my insurance company reached a verbal agreement with her and her lawyer for $40,000. She's now refusing the money from the insurance company. She is demanding that the money comes from me personally. She thinks that this will help me
learn my lesson.
My insurance company shared with me a letter she wrote them, a 12-page front and back what I am calling manifesto. And no, I am not posting it here. I would also like to point out that she is 24 years old and the letter makes it sound like she is an 84-year-old woman on her deathbed with all her listed ailments. I'm not trying to diminish whatever pain she's in or thinks she's in, but come on, right? So, does she have any legal standing on her demand that I pay versus my insurance pay her? And then a user in the comments said, if she sues you personally, your insurance company will provide a lawyer who will show she was sent the money but refused it. I cannot imagine her lawyer or insurance company is too happy with her right now either. And then another person said, if she declined a genuine offer of payment, what happens from here? Can her case be vacated if she refused the payment simply because it comes from the insurance company rather than the individual? I know in some cases if a demand is met and then refused, the whole issue gets thrown out. And guys, honestly, this is once again such a bizarre situation. I would say this is really something that only a lawyer can handle. Let me know what you would do in the comments. And the next one is an update to the weird insurance story. The lady I hit for several weeks refused to take the verbally agreed upon settlement and my insurance company put it on the back burner. In June they gave her 30 days to respond or they would rescind the offer. In the middle of June she hired a lawyer not connected to her insurance, rather a personal injury attorney. I got a letter from the law firm telling me that I was going to be sued if I did not compensate their client the $40,000 she thinks she is owed from the car incident. I kicked the letter off to my insurance company. I first called, then emailed it. My adjuster that I was working with had an audible after I read him the letter. Then a strained chuckle, we will take care of this. I heard back from them on Wednesday the 5th. They sent all the documentation of the accident, the audio recording of her verbally agreeing to the settlement amount, and her manifesto to her newly hired attorney. They apparently also included a note that stated that they were giving her until the end of June to accept the money, or they would rescind the offer if she did not get this taken care of soon. My adjuster called me this morning to tell me that the issue has been resolved. She has signed an agreement yesterday that she cannot sue if she takes the money. According to my adjuster, they re-offered her the $40,000 because of two things. Primarily, they wanted this to just go away and they did not want to be sued for more. Second, they apparently know of this personal injury attorney. He requires a very high contingency percentage, and this woman essentially played herself by hiring someone that was not necessary. He collected on her behalf and took his cut. That's all I know, so yeah, issue resolved and my insurance has jumped up a small bit in cost due to the accident. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's content, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join our amazing community. Furthermore, don't forget to go to r/ripestories on Reddit to post your own stories if you want me to read them out in a video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I see you again tomorrow.